Complementary angles. Two angles whose measures have a sum of 90 degrees.
Alright, I'm going to use supplementary.
So if we have angle 1, we'll say, anytime you see that little, it looks like an alligator mouth, but that's usually talking about angles, if you've got a little shape. Angle 1 plus angle 2 is going to add up to be 90 degrees, if we're talking about complementary. If we're talking about supplementary,
it's 180.
then whatever angle 1 is plus our angle 2 is going to add up to be 180 degrees. Okay?
So it's always going to be 90 or it's always going to be 180?
Right.
Like
well, for complementary or supplementary. So complementary angles are those right angles, which I know you guys have seen, because a right angle is 90 degrees. A supplementary angle looks like a straight line. Okay, that's the difference. Your right angles, your complementary angles are those 90 degrees. Supplementary is a straight line, or two 90 degrees kind of laid next to each other.
So two complementary angles would equal two complementary angles would equal a supplementary?
Yeah. So complementary and supplementary, I put this on y'all's quiz as like a little trick. But if you ever forget complementary, you can make a 90 out of that CO. And C comes first in the alphabet, so think of 90, it's the smaller degree. Supplementary, you can make a 180 out of it. That one's kind of a stretch, but if you ever get stuck, complementary 90, supplementary 180. 360, so then a triangle, do y'all remember the degrees of a triangle? Y'all are close, 180? So that means every angle in a triangle, all three of those add up to be 180. So angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equals 180. That's all triangles.
So you would have to figure out what angle 1 and angle 2 and angle 3 are?
Yeah.
Complementary equals.
What about a square or a rectangle?
All 90 degrees.
280.
Okay, so Grant said they're all 90 degree angles.
So you go up to like 200,000.
280. Not even close.
No.
I thought it was 1.
So he said they're all right angles. How many right angles are in that square?
4.
So it'd be 240.
4. So that would be 90 times 4, right? If this is 90.
Would be too much.
It's 280. It's 360.
Good.
It is?
9 times 4 is 36. So 360.
Wait, so
No.
So like on number 1, we've got angle 1 is 75 degrees. Angle 2 is what we don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out. But
Which is 15.
what kind of if you didn't know, if this was not written out for you, what kind of angle is that? Complementary or supplementary? Complementary. So that means that 75 and something else should add up to be how many degrees?
Why? Why is that?
So in example 1, solving an equation, 90 minus 75. That's all you're doing.
So all we have to write is complementary.
These are easy.
Have to be.
Oh, 180.
Okay. So something plus that 77 degrees is going to add up to be 180 because it's supplementary.
I got a
So
question.
that would be 100.
How come people?
103 is example 1.
Yeah.
I know, we're going to change it a little bit. 3, on example 3, listen. Let's change it because you already did one with 75. So let's change this. It's still going to be a 90 degree angle, so they're going to add up to be.
How can you see that? Wait, that's a nice what? Wait, what am I looking at again?
I just redrew it because it's kind of hard to see, so I'm redrawing it.
Oh.
Do we have to redraw this?
You do not have to. Because we're going to have an angle that's going to measure, let's say, instead of 75, we'll do 72 degrees. So we want to find the measure of the other one. Because something plus 72 equals 90.
Still easy, because it's 18.
Yep.
So what's our missing degree?
18.
Good.
X equals 18.
What kind of angle is this?
40 degrees.
Supplementary. That's what I was looking for.
40 degrees.
So it adds up to be 180 degrees.
It's 40.
It's actually. Did you not just hear her?
It's 40.
140 plus something equals 180. So can it? What is it going to be? What's my missing angle?
It's 40.
Good.
Yes.
Same thing on the last one. It's supplementary. You guys.
What is the X?
So that's what we don't know. We don't know what that missing angle is. One of them's 122.
48. Or no, it's 88.
What is? Oh, number 2.
Okay. So example 1, a diagram of angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3 is shown below. If the measure of angle 3 is 135, I filled that in. Which equation can be used to determine x, the measure of angle 1 in degrees? Okay, so I know that this right here is what kind of angle? What were we just looking at? The straight line. What is that? You said it first. No, you said it first. Supplementary. Okay, so the pink line I know is supplementary. So that means it adds up to be what?
Or what is it?
Supplementary means it's add up to be 180. Okay? So just like on those other ones, this is multi-step, but it starts out the same way. Okay? They gave us these two angles. My goal is to figure out what that x is. But I can't get there. I kind of have to work my way over.
But wouldn't it be complementary?
No.
It will be, but not yet. 135 is here on the outside. So this isn't a part of that complementary angle.
Wait, hold up.
So thinking back to those problems we just looked at, how would I find angle 2? I have to find angle 2 before I can find angle 3. So how do we get that?
Oh, it's split right down the middle, so it's 45.
Good.
Duh. 45. That is. Oh, 45 plus 45.
Yeah, it's 45.
Okay, but you've got to check yourself though. So angle 2 plus angle 3 should be 180. Angle 2 plus angle 3 should be 180. And I know angle 3 is 135. So just to check yourself, I know that it looks like it's split exactly down the middle, but let's double check. If I take 180 and subtract 135, do I get 45? Yes. So angle 2 is 45 degrees. So now I can come back up to my diagram, and for angle 2, plug in 45 degrees. So now we want to look at angle 1 and angle 2, which is what kind of an angle? You got it?
Complementary.
Complementary, so that means that angle 1 and angle 2 should add up to be 90 degrees.
Yep.
Okay. Angle 1's what I'm looking for. I just figured out angle 2 is 45 degrees.
45.
Why is it now complementary?
So now we're looking at angle 1 and angle 2. We're done with 3. So if I look at just angle 1 and angle 2 together, what kind of an angle does that make? Makes, yeah, a right angle, a complementary angle. Which ones could it
Hiding in a
not be? Let's eliminate first.
C.
What's wrong with C?
Well, adding the 135 to 90, and we're trying to find the complementary angle.
Good, so it's saying let's add angle 3 to angle 2 and angle 1. Is that what we did? Did we add them all up?
Yeah. Well, kind of, but no.
Wait, no.
No, because the goal was just to figure out what x was, what angle 1 was. So I can't add them all up. What else can we get rid of? What's silly?
Oh, there was an answer question? A.
Okay, let's see what's wrong with A. 180 minus 135. We did do that though, right? 180 minus 35, we did that part. But did we add 90 degrees to that answer?
No.
No, we didn't do any adding. What about B? We did that. We subtracted 135 from 180.
And got 45.
Yeah, so what are we missing from that one?
I know which one the answer
What else did we do to get angle 1?
Subtracted.
We subtracted again, right?
Yeah.
So B was our step 1, but we had to do a whole extra step to get that angle.
D. Yep, that's what I have the first one.
And that's what we did, right? We subtracted 180 minus 135 because that's what they gave us first. Then we took 90 and we subtracted 45.
That makes so much sense.